President Theodore Roosevelt was renowned for his robust energy and larger-than-life persona. But what many people don't know is the hidden health struggle that he faced, and that was asthma. Now, you might be wondering, how does a story about Theodore Roosevelt and asthma relate to a chromosome deficiency that robs men from producing testosterone? And what does low testosterone have to do with being skinny fat in the first place? And the important thing to remember is that this connection is so significant that this extra chromosome and low testosterone is how someone gets skinny fat in the first place. And the scary part is that most men don't know about this extra chromosome until they're in their 30s and beyond. In fact, it's reported that in the UK alone, 1 in 1,000 men carry this extra chromosome, which means that they spend years trapped inside a physique that robs them of their confidence, masculinity, and self-esteem. And being someone who spent years struggling to shift his fat and build muscle, I know how frustrating it can be. And that's why I wanted to kind of raise awareness about this chromosome. But before I tell you about that extra chromosome, let's just go back to Theodore Roosevelt really, really quickly. Instead of letting his asthma get the better of him, he took up boxing, horse riding, and hiking in an effort to overcome his physical constraints. But here's the crucial part. Roosevelt recognized that without addressing his underlying health issue, his asthma, that no amount of physical training would help him reverse his asthma. Now, Roosevelt's story is a reminder that overcoming challenges lies not just in our efforts, but actually in recognizing and addressing the unseen underlying issues that bring about our struggles in the first place. And if we apply that to the context of skinny fat men, who are almost adamant that their body type is their destiny after spending years struggling to build muscle and trying to, lose their soft belly fat with little to no success. And most don't actually realize that they're walking around with an undiagnosed chromosome defect, which, if left unaddressed, will stop them from making any gains at the gym. So let me introduce to you Klinefelter syndrome. Klinefelter syndrome, or KS for short for the context of this video, is where boys are born with an extra X chromosome. So to give you some context, chromosomes are almost like a packet of genes found in every cell inside of the body. And there are 2 types of chromosomes called the sex chromosomes, and they determine the genetic sex of a baby. And they're named either at the X chromosome or the Y chromosome. Now, usually a female baby has 2 chromosomes, and they are the X and the X. And a male has 1 X and 1 Y chromosome. But in Klinefelter syndrome, a boy is born with an extra copy of the X chromosome. So he has an X, X, and a Y. And boys and men with KS are still genetically male, and they often won't realize that they have this extra chromosome until it starts to cause problems, like when men struggle to lose body fat and build muscle. And that struggle is often a byproduct of having low testosterone, which is caused by KS. And being low in testosterone, whether men have Klinefelter syndrome or not, means that they'll have all of the characteristics of a skinny fat physique. Things like they'll hold fat around their midsection, they'll have enlarged breasts, which is called gynecomastia, they'll have low energy levels and weak muscles, and a whole host of side effects, which are completely out of my scope of practice. Now, unfortunately, right now, there's no cure for KS, but some of the problems associated with the condition can be treated if necessary. And while naturally boosting testosterone is possible for most men with low testosterone who don't have KS, for guys with Klinefelter syndrome, treatments like testosterone replacement therapy is the only viable option to boost their testosterone levels. And before I tell you how testosterone replacement therapy works, while we're on the topic of naturally boosting testosterone, my Skinny Fat Reboot framework does just that. And the framework outlines how over 400 skinny fat guys have reversed their skinny fat curse. You can grab it for just $7.99. I think that's like $8 or $9. Basically the price of 2 coffees in the bio below. Now back to testosterone replacement therapy. Now, it actually involves taking medicines containing testosterone or in the form of gels, tablets, or injections, which could be prescribed by either your doctor, your GP, if any tests that you get are conclusive that say that you might have Klinefelter syndrome. Now, testing for Klinefelter syndrome is only detected if a man with the condition undergoes fertility tests. And your GP may expect KS after a physical examination and may suggest sending off a sample of blood to check your reproductive hormone levels. And the diagnosis can be confirmed by checking a sample of the blood for the presence of an extra X chromosome. Now, while this video might be all doom and gloom for kind of KS sufferers, there's definitely light at the end of the tunnel. The synthetic testosterone having more than optimal ranges of testosterone will definitely help with your muscle building and fat burning journey. So you can, I guess, kiss goodbye to your skinny fat physique forever, so long as you apply the principles that build muscle and lose fat in the first place, which you can find in my Skinny Fat Reboot book below. And if anything, if you've kind of got KS, you'll have guys envying the fact that you're being prescribed free pharma-grade testosterone. And which reminds me, actually, I made a video a few weeks ago on a 10-second quiz that would allow you to determine whether you've got low testosterone or don't. And you can go here to watch it. Thanks again for your time and attention. I'll see you in the next video.